Welcome to the What's That Strap YouTube channel. With fall sports in preseason, I want to explain to strength coaches for teams like field hockey, soccer, and football how you can use the 3D strap to improve change of direction ability in your athletes. And we're going to do that not just by loading up lateral movements with resistance, but by making these exercises a little bit more mindful. My goal in this video is to prove to you that by using the 3D strap, we can encourage reactively, reflexively, better ground anticipation mechanics, better body positions and teamwork to make our athletes safer, stronger, and springier into and out of change of direction positions. And I want to show you how the 3D strap loads the body uniquely, differently than using a waist harness. So let me get into the strap. I'm going to start with some simple demonstrations, and then I'll get to the explanation. I'm going to start by putting my left arm in, walking out, getting the strap tight, and spinning until I face you. I'm going to get into an athletic position, and from here, I can do some simple lateral steps. I can plant and cut off of the leg that's closer to the wall, so my left leg, or I can plant and cut off of the leg that's further away from the wall, my right leg. Right? These exercises are simple, so they appear, and they're not revolutionary, no doubt. What I think using the strap encourages are three good change of direction instincts. First thing, when we're using the strap compared to a waist harness, the load is above our waist, so it loads us tall. In order to win this fight, we instinctively have to get low. And that's a good instinct to prepare to change direction. If you know you're about to get hit by the ground and you need to push away from the ground, get into some flexion before that collision occurs. That's good change of direction movement instinct number one. Prepare your body into some flexion, get low. Number two, this is inherent to any horizontally loaded exercise. If you're getting, or your athletes are getting pulled toward the wall, you better prepare the landing gear out in front of you in anticipation to change direction. So that'll happen regardless of harness you use. Good movement skill number one, get low. Good change of direction movement skill number two, prepare the landing gear out in front of you. Create those shin angles, leg angles, body angles back in the direction that you want to go. Number three, which I think is the most interesting element of using the 3D strap, is the physical learning experience and understanding the relationship between the upper body and the position, how it affects the position of the lower body during these motions. And I want to start hopefully with a simple illustration. Strength coaches, trainers, therapists, I think you can relate that when you start a client or your athlete on one leg during like a single leg squat, their propensity to collapse or fail is to go this way. Knee collapses in, leg rotates in, left side of my trunk would come forward in this example, and I would probably flex laterally over the stance leg as well. I go that way. Now to change the position of the knee, which I hope we don't want to be in this position when we're colliding with the ground, I can drive my rib cage back in that way. I'm rotating kind of, it would be really away from the midline of the body, but toward this leg. Okay, I would rotate this way, and you can see how that's going to pull the knee and leg in a better alignment. It should be pretty obvious. Now if I stand on my right leg, same thing. My propensity to fail would be that way. So I can drive this rib cage back, turn these shoulders to my right toward the right leg, and it will wind up this leg back into a stronger position. Now let's apply that to these change of direction exercises. Let me just clarify some of these differences. As I enter the ground with onto this left leg, I'm going to let the strap win, and that's going to wind up this leg to a very strong, springy position to push out of. When I enter the ground off of my right leg, you can see now that the pull of the strap wants to bring me this way, tall and toward the wall. I'm going to, before I hit the ground, prepare my rib cage back. I'm going to rotate, keep the rib cage rotated toward the right leg, keep this trail side of my rib cage kind of expanded, get low, get the leg out in front, and you can see how the ribs pull this knee in a better position. I want to hold this there. It's really hard to dissociate knee movement from rib cage movement. So if you can anticipate a good rib cage position, we can hope you're going to be in a better lower body position. So off of my left leg here, I'm going to let the strap win and wind up the lower body. Off of my right leg, I'm going to prepare the upper body to stabilize the lower body by keeping these shoulders rotated towards this plant leg. I'm going to wrap up this video. Hopefully that illustration shows you that the 3D strap is just not for golfers and baseball players and rotational athletes, but can be really useful in providing these physical learning experience for athletes who need to change direction effectively.